If only we'd arrived earlier. Is it over?
It is. He wept and begged for me, just as I dreamed of doing. All my plans. Building a haven and lost. It was all for but what is my faithful comrades. All the...
Quentin.
Master Quint!
You.
And so are you. It's Lostwing.
What? Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool! Damn it. It's not going to last long in there. Let me finish this quickly. I need to get back to Quentin. Quentin! Quentin! Look at me! Thank the Founder. He hasn't turned. I'm going to get you out of here. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the valley.
I see. Then all is at an end. A strange way to achieve...
No, Master Quint.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. Only I have nothing left to live for.
What the heck are you on about? You've got us, ain't you? Don't try telling me you're only free so you could get revenge. We're more than that to you, and...
I thought you weren't coming back, but I prayed, and can't we just go back to how it was?
Your work ain't over yet. We believed that you were the right man to lead us, and we...
Your village may be lost, so long as you remain to guide them.
But why? Why would anyone follow?
Because we're family, aren't...
Family?
Yeah, and all our comrades who went with you, Lostwing weren't just a village.
It was. And as long as we're still here...
We can start again. Build a new Lostwing, right here in the Bales.
A fresh start. One life ends. Why just a village? We could... What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quint.
Please. Quinton will suffice after all. Permit me to withdraw my request. I will no longer be needing your help in looking after...
I'll pretend you never asked.
But you must be rewarded for your efforts on our behalf.
A bottle or two of your finest red will suffice.
Of course. And I have a feeling that this year's vintage will, if you don't mind waiting...
I look forward to it.
Clive, just a man.
Oh?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akash? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been... Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft up, but we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with hayloft. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could, but where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here on them, which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe.
I see.
And it ain't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from all over looking for safe. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new... And that's what I was hoping you might help me with. If it ain't too much of a...
It's no bud.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where were you thinking of?
Well, I reckon we could do a lot...
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought about...
It was a tragedy, and if any of us could have done anything to stop it, but what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village.
I suppose you're...
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den. And they don't seem like nasty bastards they are too. I would have sent someone to clear them out sooner, if my boys didn't already have their hands. But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made up.
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits sully those memories.
And I know the men will gladly follow you. I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win, and I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too.
Of course.
Back to Eastpool, then.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first. So, Wade, it's good.
And you, Lord Rossfield.
I spoke with Martha.
She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool.
That's right. Though I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us. And then there are the bearers. Men and women who found the courage to flee their master. We need somewhere to settle them. And I can think of...
As can I, which is why I agreed to help you.
That's very kind of you. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues.
So?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen, and rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with... A small force would suffice to clear the village. But if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between...
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come to... Make sure I'm not taken unaware.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself.
The Akashic are the bigger risk.
Well, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead.
All right. I'll meet...
We shall see you there. And...
This place.
Or face the consequences. This one. That's the end of that, then. Or maybe not. What's that thing doing here? Doesn't matter. It goes to... This one. Stone! Any more surprises?
Bravo! A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching. I thought you were keeping an eye out for Akashic.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that...
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart. Leave it with me, my lord.
Home. Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashek in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course. I couldn't agree more.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safe. If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stola.
And we will, my lord.
Eastpool lives again.
Let's go. And tell Martha the good news.
Ah, there. Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. And what's all this about some shape-shifting nightmare showing up? On second thoughts, don't tell me. It'll only give me nightmares of me own. What matters is you did it. And now we can build our new...
I suppose it will be.
What else? Sir Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place. But that don't undo the good that happened there. No need to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their words, the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the rest is ready to provide it.
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to. Sounds like thunder.
You're late. I was starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come. Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol, but everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Hey?
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
It's really you. I never thought I'd see the day.
So these Akashic are being controlled?
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in the city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the Merchants' District to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them. And quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into two parties. I will make for the Merchants' District, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship, the Mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
You leave that to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe!
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors. They don't stand a chance against those things. What happened to the Royal Army? Nothing but monsters here.